Good morning and welcome to today's broadcast. I want to thank each and every one of you that have commented down below and encouraged and asked questions and so much more. It's been such an incredible time for me, and it's exciting. It's wonderful to share this information with you. And it's wonderful to get feedback so that I can know if I'm headed down the right path. And the questions that I've received both privately and on YouTube, etc., have been wonderful too, because it lets me know what you need to know too. So before we get started, don't be afraid to comment below if you ever have a question. For the sake of honouring your time, I want to go through what we need to go through, and then I can easily go back and begin to answer questions. So please don't feel upset that I don't address it straight away in the live stream. It's just that people are busy, so we need to address what everyone needs to know first, and then we can go to the questions. Okay? All right. Yes. So yesterday we talked about NPD. We talked about the practicality of what's happening. And then I realised I wanted to tell you a bit more, not about NPD so much, but about what's happening at a soul level, okay, because that's where it works. So I just want to bring this over here. And, okay, so remember yesterday we used the plates. So we had our physical, and we had our soul, and we had our spirit. And everything that's happening for us, be narcissistic or codependent, is happening at a soul level. So at a soul level, the narcissist will use their wounds to feel bitter about life. So how do you recognize somebody who feels bitter about life? They often believe that life owes them something, okay? And that's how they come to treat us as they do. Because they have a general belief that life owes them something, they will then play it out in life to those closest to them, which could be you, it could be family, etc., etc. They don't actually want to touch their soul wound, hence the bitterness and the belief that it's everyone else's fault that they feel this way. That's really, really hard. I'll leave that up. If you need to pause it at any time when the recording goes up, do so, and really take time to think about that. They process differently at a soul level, so they don't actually want to touch the wound, because to them it serves them as well not to touch the wound, because then they can not take responsibility and they can make out that it's everybody else's fault. Okay? The bitterness unaddressed multiplies continually over the years. It becomes larger, and the denial of their soul wound leads them to present a happy front in public and a cranky front behind closed doors. So like everything in life, that it has a spectrum of how bad it can be. Some people can just come down to the lower selfish end, and we're all selfish. Heck, in order not to be selfish, we have to work at it. But narcissism is a much more, it's not just about me being selfish, I want some time for me. It's about taking over somebody else's life and saying, you owe me. Okay? Two totally different things on the spectrum. Now, in your life, people won't believe what you're going through behind closed doors because of the front they present in public. And I've experienced this personally. I've had to leave a marriage and everyone was like, what's your problem? You've got everything. You've got everything. And I lost everything because of it. And that's okay. It was how it was in all that I could heal. But just be aware that people won't believe that he's an angel or outside and she's, or he, depending on which. We'll just go with women for the moment because I can't do two men and women at the same time. So they won't believe that he's an angel outside and a devil at home, basically. And the same flips for women as well. Okay, so now we'll just take this one off. And so now for today, we want to look at us. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Well, I did have all these in order. Okay. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, okay, speak with a healthcare professional. Keeping it secret and locked within you will not help you to heal and grow from the experience, and you also will not be able to set effective boundaries. Understand there's nothing you can do to change this individual, nothing. It's all up to them whether they want to change and grow and actually experience life as joyful. Depending on the type of manipulation happening, you will need to choose one or several options in regards to communicating with them. You can cut all communication, you can communicate only via email, and I say email because it takes longer and it gives you more time to consider what you're going to say, okay? And you have it on record, because the one thing they do so much of is say, no, I didn't say that. And it takes a lot of strength to stick to email, especially when text is, so instant, but you don't want instant, okay? Instant makes you fall back into the pattern that they want you in. And you can choose to have time out of the relationship so you can regain your personal strength, okay? Regain your centre of who I am as opposed to how I changed while I was in that relationship. And if you've got good friends, they'll actually tell you that that's happening, that you've changed. Then you need to begin addressing your own belief system and healing from a soul level. Now, if you are in an abusive relationship, I can't remember the exact statistics, but what will happen is it will take a lot of times before you leave. However, start the process now. Don't rush it, okay? You don't have to rush. What you do have to do is be practical, you have to be safe, and you have to seek outside assistance as soon as you can, okay? And I'll do another video on all the practical things you need to do if you need to leave, okay? Now for today, we're just going to have a look at all the signs of codependence, because that's us. That's us when we get involved with a narcissist, okay? And you may or may not see yourself in some of these. You tend to date or marry addicts or attract damaged people into your life. People often see you as the person with all the solutions. You help people too much, doing things they could do for themselves, i.e. mothering them. You get angry because you do too much for others, but hide your anger and resentment. So if somebody says to you, I can see that you're upset, and you're saying, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm okay, fine, remember the big fine, I'm fine. Stop denying it, okay? It's not serving you, and it's not helping any relationships, whether it's marriage, kids, family, it's not helping you, okay? It will make you quite unwell to keep denying it. You feel responsible for your partner's adult kids' reactions, actions in life, okay? And you can notice that you feel responsible because you're always stepping in and you're always thinking about it, thinking about other solutions that they could come up with. And you can say to yourself, well, I'm just trying to save them from doing that. Well, no, you can't do that, okay? They've got to have their own experiences. And number 5 is in line with that too. You make their issues your issues, and that's not helpful. It doesn't help them either. Okay. Next list. You allow irresponsible, hurtful behaviour in your relationships, not just physically, but emotionally or financially. Instead of walking away, your deep compassion for this person makes you want to stay and help. I can't tell you how much this is true. You have this belief, and hands up, can't get my hand in. Hands up, because I certainly did this. I thought I was being super loving by staying because I could see other solutions. You know, let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's find the solution. But the problem was I wasn't seeing that I was allowing this hurtful behaviour to continue. Boundaries are a big thing. You absolutely need boundaries, and you need to determine what you will and won't tolerate. It is a choice. Remember, we can't change them, we can't make their choices, but we can choose our life. Your partner's kids' moods affect your day. If you're living with a narcissist, you can't not walk on eggshells, okay? But when you're just living in a healthy relationship, you do have to be aware that you're not responsible for how other people feel. You're only responsible for the change it's having on you, the effect it's having on you, and what you're going to do about it, okay? Your partner's adult kids' needs always seem to be met while your needs and wants are ignored. And that's where the selfishness comes in from the narcissist, because they don't even notice you exist or that you have needs or wants, okay? You have trouble pinpointing your own feelings and thoughts, or you deny how you feel. Floating down the river denial, okay, is not going to help. I did plenty of it, and I've got to be honest with you, we don't even know that we're in denial because we keep thinking that if we just love them enough, everything will be okay. It's not. Okay. So, what are we going to do? So, for us, for codependents at a soul level, okay, so this is what we do. Okay, so we've got our physical, we've got our soul, and we've got our spirit, okay? And remember, this is two-dimensional, and everything that I'm talking to you about is multi-dimensional, okay? As a codependent, we deny our wounds, okay? And we seek love outside of our soul, outside of ourself, okay? So we keep love outside of ourselves, apart from self. We never actually get in there and embrace it. Well, we do when we heal. Codependents don't want to touch their soul wound because we don't want to feel the truth that our image of love doesn't conquer all, okay? Because we really believe, without even knowing it, we really believe that if we just love somebody enough, everything will be okay. But you can't do life that way, okay? We can't do life believing that if we just love someone enough, everything will be okay. We're not God. God's in the infinite love business. We're not. We're human, okay? Now, being codependent, we actually dance with our wounds. So whereas the narcissist is in complete denial that they even have a wound, right, and it's hidden under everything and there's bitterness and stuff, as a codependent, we dance with our wounds, okay? We know they're there because we feel like there's a hole inside of us that we can't feel, that aches at times, and we feel that wound, okay? It's very, very real. And until we start getting in there and dealing with them, that actual wound never fills up, okay? So we've got to get down into the soul level healing to be able to not have that. Sometimes it can be like an empty feeling around our solar plexus, and other times it can feel like it's an empty wound, but it's there, okay? Now, we do this dance where we know the pain's there, but then we keep love outside of ourselves, okay? We come in and touch the wound lightly in the hope that the love outside of us will heal us and heal them, okay? It's just not going to happen. Now, So what are we going to do? Okay, what are we going to do so that we can heal our soul wound and we can enable ourselves to have our boundaries firm and recognise when somebody is trying to oppress us, because it can feel very oppressing when somebody's very controlling, okay? So we can't heal it all overnight. We can only do it one day at a time, okay? But in order to start some of the healing process for you today, nope, please tell me it's here. All right, I will find my healing one. Sorry, I've got so many slides. I didn't download it. But here's what we're going to do today as an experiential way of beginning to get into our soul and start healing the wounds that are there, okay? What you need to do is begin to slow your breath down, okay? So remember, our strength's going to come from down here in our spirit, so not up here in our mind, okay? Now, I know that if you've come through abuse of any shape or form, you have a very, very, very strong mind, okay? Because it takes so much to come through it. But what we need to do is gentle the mind so that we can breathe down through the heart, okay, into soul and spirit. We want to get down here. Now remember, breath and spirit, same thing. We're going to breathe in life. If we don't breathe in life, we're expired, okay? Can't do that. So I just want you to sit there, and if you've got a moment, close your eyes and relax. Okay, so just close your eyes and relax. There's been a lot of information. And slow your breath down to 5 seconds in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And begin to breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And keep doing that until you can begin to feel your whole body just relaxing, okay? And then you want to go, as you continue on, you can go into a space where you're just relaxing enough to get down into your heart. You feel your heart. And as you go down deeper, you're going to relax. And you're going to get down into your soul space. And just feel that you have this amazing, incredible pool of love inside of you, for you. Now, as you do this, I'm just going to talk a little bit. This is the space where you need to start healing from, but you also need to be able to recognise that you have courage to go down in there, slow down your breath, and start to relax your muscles. Okay, the more you do the 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out breathing, the more that you're going to recognise and be able to feel the stress that you're holding in your body. So not just your neck, not just your mind, your head, your brain. You want to get down in and feel all the muscles. Now, particularly if you suffer from anxiety, you'll find that your hands and your toes are often like this, okay? And what you want to do is begin to recognise it. And when you feel the physical happening, you want to learn to relax it, and you want to learn to do your 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. Now, I do the 5 seconds because scientifically it's been proven that if we could breathe all day, 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out, you'd be out of optimal health. Okay? So optimal health actually helps you get down into the soul. Yeah, that's right, Sarah. And look, my whole body and being was so tight. Like I kept doing this until I got to the point where I could feel how tight my brain was. Like literally I could feel the tension in my brain, just like as a muscle, like a muscle holding there, and it's just full on tight. And in order to heal at a soul level, we have to be able to do this relaxation in order to get, when I say down deeper, it's really in order to create a more conscious awareness of the depth inside of us, okay? So it's going from having love outside of us and looking for love outside of us to actually being able to feel and experience the love that exists inside of us, okay? Hi Tafara, lovely to see you too. Listen, if you have any questions now, feel free to ask. Tomorrow we're going to look at more practical things along the healing path that we can do in our day-to-day life, okay? That becomes necessary. We've got to do the practical as well as the soul stuff. So it's been wonderful having you all with me. I really appreciate you coming along and joining in. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and we will continue to grow and learn about this journey from a soul level and how we can heal and grow and change. Okay. Blessings and dreams. Bye.